Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Crypto back at it with another Season 3 Smap build, and today we're doing the god Cabrakan. Cabrakan right now is very vital in both the Guardian role and in Soul Lane. So we'll be going over both roles, how to level them, and what his abilities do, and such like that. So to start off, as you can see here, I went into Blink first as his relic, but you can always go into Medi first. It's really up to you. If you are more of an aggressive Guardian, then definitely go into Blink first. But if you a little bit more of a passive Guardian and you have an ADC like Rom who uses a lot of mana, then definitely go into Medi first item. It's just a situational thing and it's up to you. So first off, we'll be starting off with the Guardian build. As always, we're going to be going into Watcher's Gift. The reason you go into Watcher's Gift is just because it gives you bonus skills whenever your ADC or whoever is in your lane gets a kill on a minion or on a person. It gives you plus 4 gold each time and it restores 10 health and mana to you. So, in the long run, if you don't have this, you're going to be missing out on a lot of gold, because over a 30-minute period, you probably sit there and you probably have around like 60 waves of minions that come and go as, you know, you're in lane. So after that, you're definitely going to want to go into boots. The boots I'm going to recommend to you guys is Travelers for Guardian build, mainly because this gives you extra gold each time you use an ability. So like let's say you're an Ares and you have Traveler's Shoes. If you go in there and ult and you hit 5 people, you're going to get 5 times 30, so you're going to get 150 gold. And that's just going to be extra gold in your pocket, and this happens every 90 seconds. So, I mean, that's not too bad for a Guardian. And saying how Guardians are always behind the other roles, that's going to be very vital to him catching up and being able to get his build online and help being a frontline. After that, we're going to do a couple different things for this build. What I'm seeing kind of happening now is people are going into both Heart Ward and Sovereignty. Both of these items are aura items, which help out your teammates by giving them protections and MP5 and HP5. MP5 is what gives you mana over time. As you can see right here, it gives you 38 mana over time, and you have plus 73, mainly because you have Travelers in the passive that gives you plus 25 HP5 when out of combat. So yeah, you can go into Heart Ward, Amulet, and then Sovereignty, or you can go vice versa and go into Sovereignty, then Heart Ward, Amulet. I would probably recommend going to Sovereignty first, mainly because your ADC is going to like the extra health over the time, and you really don't take too much magic damage early on unless you're getting from mid. So after these two items, I would probably recommend a robe, mainly because robes just give you a buttload of protections from both physical and magical, and also lots of mana depending on what you get. So for this though, I'd recommend going in a Spirit Robe, mainly just because this gives you 40 of both magical physical protection, more CDR, which is you can never go wrong with, and Crowcore reduction. Also, it adds 50% mitigation for whenever you take a hard CC like a Coconut, so you'll be taking 15 less damage from that. After that, I would probably say go into a health item. Don't really have too much health, so if you really want to, seems like an oddball, but you can go into Mail of Renewal. I know it sounds weird, but saying how you're always a Guardian, and if you're Cabrakan, you probably will get some kills eventually, because he is very high damage right now, because of the current buff. And also, you have a decent amount of AoEs, which help with that. So if you really wanted to, you can go Mail of Renewal. Or, the other item you can go into that gives you a decent amount of health is Wing Blade. Now, every time you're slowed, you get 20% increased movement speed by 20 for 4 seconds, and you can only occur for 30 seconds. So even though you have your 1, which makes you immune to slows, you can go into Wing Blade, even though I wouldn't really recommend it. But, I would say just go into Wing Blade, honestly. I would recommend it, I would say, sorry. So after that, this last item is pretty much situational, up to you. That's what situational means, I don't know why I said that. If you're taking a lot of physical damage, definitely go into like a mid-Guardian Mail. So slows down basic attacks by 30%. So let's say they have a Baka on their team or an Arachne. That would help out a lot if they're sitting there and trying to focus you, and that'll help you get away from them. Or if you're taking a lot of magical damage, you can always go into Genji's Guard. This gives you a lot of magical protection. So that's going to be a very big plus. And also, it gives you 10% more cooldown, so you'll have 20% cooldown. It's not a lot, but whatever. And also, you gain 2 seconds on all abilities if you get hit by magical damage. And it happens every 30 seconds. So this is what a Guardian build for him would look like in the one way. The other way you can build him is you can go. Oops, sorry. You can go into breastplate right after your boots. Sorry, I didn't mess it up. Shoot, I don't know why I sold that. No. There you go. So yeah, you can go into breastplate right after you go into your traveler shoes, mainly because this gives you a boatload of physical protections, mana, and CDR, which again, you can never go wrong with any of those things. And also, you're going to be in lane with an ADC, so that's going to be the main source of damage. After that, you can go into either Genji's Guard, if you guys like the CDR and having it up every like couple seconds, then definitely go into Genji's Guard. Or, if you just like having that shield, if you get low, definitely go into Bulwarks. Or even if they have a lot of healing, let's say if they have a Ra on their team, or maybe a Sylvanas, Pestilence would be a definite way to go. So after that, it's kind of like my other builds pretty much. A lot of the Guardian builds are the same. Go into Wingblade, and then you're going to want to hit up a Robe. You can probably at this rate go into Mantle of Discord. It's a little bit more expensive, but it gives you up to 35 CDR. Gives you 120 protections in total, 60 from magical and physical. And then after that, yet again, this item is completely situational. If you want to get a little bit more magical protection, because let's say they have a lot of magical damage, like let's say they have a Raijin or a Zeus or something like that, definitely go into Genji's Guard. Or if you really want, when you're taking a lot of damage from physicals, obviously go into either Mid Guardian Mail, and I would not say that. Yeah, just go into Mid Guardian Mail yet again. Even if they don't have too many things sitting there and hitting you with basic attacks, it'd still be nicer to have the extra 30 physical protection and 350 health. So this is what a Guardian build set number 2 would look like. So after all that, let's say you're going to be going into the solo area. First item I would recommend is getting into Teleport. You know, because like let's say if you die or something like that early on, like let's say you carry the wave wrong, then you can just teleport right back to your tower, and you could probably still get at least half the minions instead of missing out on that, and then probably like half of a wave because you're just walking there. Starter items, I would recommend going into Mark of the Vanguard. Now this is getting buffed in the next patch. It's going up to 10 physical protections. So let's say they have an Odin or Blown or something like that. This item is very good because of that reason. And let's say they don't have that, and like let's say you're facing another magical person, I would probably just go on the Soul Stone just so you have the extra damage and mana. Well, let's just say you're facing a physical person, go into Mark of the Vanguard. And then after that, you're going to be going into more damage, obviously, so you're going to want to go into Shoes of the Magi. After that, this one is going to be depending on whether you're facing a magical or a physical person. Obviously, if you're facing a physical person, go into physical defense. Probably just go into Breastplate of Valor here. This just gives you, yet again, a lot of everything that you need to sustain. So it's a very valuable item. So after Breastplate of Valor, you're probably going to want to get a little bit more damage. Right now, Polynomicon is very good on Cabrakan just because it procs off as 1, saying how it's a basic attack and ability itself. So this ability pretty much is almost impossible to hit with Cabrakan, saying, like I said, how it's built into his kit, literally. Yes. After Poly, I would probably recommend... So after Polynomicon, you're probably going to be wanting to go into both defenses, because the laning phase is going to be over. So I would recommend probably going into Spirit Robe. The only problem is with going to Spirit Robe is that you're not going to have any health items. So that's going to be a little bit risky, but it's going to be the risk you're going to want to take. After Spirit Robe, like I said, you're going to be missing out on some health items. Now, I would probably recommend either going into Wingblade here, or into Mill of Renewal, mainly because Mill of Renewal is a very good item, and it gives you 400... Mainly because Mill of Renewal gives you 400 health, CDR, and HP 5, which will give you a little bit more sustain late game. If you like, let's say your team is sitting there fighting Fire Giant, you take damage from Fire Giant, you have the extra HP 5, which will help you get back into the team fight faster and help you frontline more. So after that, make sure you sell your Mark of the Vanguard, and now for your last item. This one's kind of it's gonna be up to you. If you want to be more damagey, the perfect item for you is going to be Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is a kick butt item, and it helps you one burst people because of the poly as well. So pretty much whenever you use an ability and you hit a god, they take 50% of their maximum health. So if you're sitting there and hitting a guardian, they'll probably be taking 400 extra damage from your 1 or 2 or etc. So, and also if you're facing a, like, let's say a mage, they don't have a lot of health to begin with. So you're going to be sitting there and you're probably going to do like 50% of their health pretty much with Soul Reaver and Polynomicon procced.
Nice.
And then for your last relic, once you reach level 12, then again, this one's situational. If you like to be aggressive, you can go into Blink here. If your team needs it, you can either go into Sprint or Curse. Sprint or Curse. Or even Meditation. What I would recommend, probably Sprint, to be honest. Help your team get there to your enemies faster, or get to an objective faster. And like I said, it's pretty much just all situational. Alright, and then lastly, I know we went out of order, but we'll be doing the abilities now. So Cabrakan's passive allows you to take 5% reduced damage. It used to be only your allies for some reason, I don't know why. But now this allows you and your allies to take 5% reduced damage, which is pretty crazy. And that's why if you go into Mark of the Vanguard, you'll literally take like 1 or 2 damage from minions instead of taking like, you know, like 15 to 20 damage depending on where you're getting hit from. And then for his abilities, I would recommend leveling up his 2. His 2 is... So, like I said, the first thing you're going to level up is your 2. Your 2, as you can see here, is a small cone. It can hit up to... I don't know. I don't like that either. Alright, as you can see here, the first ability we're going to level up is going to be your 2. As you see, your 2 is a small cone, which it affects people. And if you hit somebody with this fully lightened up, it will stun them, I think, for 1 second or something like that. Oh, actually, it goes up. It goes from 1.1 second to 1.5 seconds. So listen, sit there, you go like this, and then your teammates can just sit there and pounce on the enemy and kill them faster. Also, after that, I would recommend getting Interior 1. As you can see here, it's a speed boost, and also the first basic the first basic hit on an enemy, it will sit there and stun them, and also does extra damage as a basic attack damage. Your third ability, as you will see right here, can I hit both of them? Yes, I can. It's a Tremor, and it just kind of makes enemies like dazed and confused, and they cannot walk straight, so this is pretty good. After that, you can see here, it's kind of a weird T-shaped looking thing. And what happens is on the outer ridges, it summons up a wall, so your enemies cannot walk away from the wall. And pretty much what you're going to want to do for a combo is wall, and then you can one your enemy, and then use your 3 right away. So what they will be is stunned in there, and then they'll also be tremored, which means that they'll be taking damage over time. And also they'll be dazed and confused from your tremors. But that's been it, guys. If you guys liked the video, make sure you guys drop a like down below. If you guys want another god build, make sure you guys put it down in the comments. I'll be sure to do the next god that I see. And also subscribe if you guys want to stay updated on the build videos. That's been it, guys. Have a good day. Peace out.